The British Invasion. '82, opening night of their farewell tour. There have been many changes, but The Who have been together almost 20 years. They started out as the Detours, playing clubs part-time outside of London between working and going to school. Lead guitarist and principal songwriter Pete Townshend was attending art college. He couldn't decide whether to stay in school and become a graphic artist or drop out and become a full-time rock and roller. So he asked his professor for advice.
I went up to him and I said, listen, I'm really worried about how this music work that I'm doing is affecting my work at art school. And he said, well, how much are you making in this little band of yours? So I said, oh, about £30 a week. And he just said, leave. So I said, pardon? He said, get out, go now. And I walked out. And I can't remember really what it was about, whether it was because he thought that was a lot of money. It must have been, I suppose, you know. That if I was 16 years old and making £30 a week, it was probably more than he was getting. Plus I got the girl he fancied.
So, with a little help from Pete's professor, The Who went on to take the world by storm. Their stage show was more like an outrageous pop circus than a concert. They became the personification of rebellious teenagers, aimlessly destroying their equipment on stage in a rock and roll rampage.
Tommy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you?
Then, in 1969, they released Tommy. It was hailed as a masterpiece of pop music and became a major motion picture. The success of Tommy and later works such as Who's Next in 1971, Quadrophenia in 1974, and their dynamic live performances assured them the dubious distinction of being classified as an institution, a far cry from the rebellious upstarts they once thought they were.
It's an irrevocable fact that The Who and the Stones and the Beatles are institutions now. I can't change it. I don't like it any more than anybody else. And if you're a young journalist and you sneer at rock dinosaurs, you sneer. But you can't change the fact. You know, you can sneer at the government of America, but it's there. You know, you can't argue with it. And The Who is like that. You can't change the fact that we've been going for 20 years successfully.
The success of The Who has not been without tragedy. Keith Moon, their maniacal drummer, died of a sleeping pill overdose in 1978. And in 1979, 11 people died in a stampede outside an arena where The Who was playing in Cincinnati. With the odds against them, they pushed onward. The first stop on this final tour, Dulles Airport. Media interest is immediate. Just minutes after landing, Kenny Jones, Pete Townshend, John Entwistle, and Roger Daltrey have another Who press conference. It seems fitting to ask Pete if he would smash a guitar for old time's sake.
I occasionally do one for a laugh, but I don't, you know, I just don't, I suppose I don't feel that way anymore. It was frustration, not anything else. I don't feel frustrated anymore. I get as much sex as I want now, you see.
Roger Daltrey is certain about his feelings on touring.
I'm glad the touring's finishing, because it really does get boring. Album tour. God, there's got to be something else in life.
Even with 20 years of experience behind them, a rehearsal is still in order the day before an opener. This is a combination rehearsal filming session for the sponsor of the tour, Schlitz Beer. The Who will appear in a TV spot called Schlitz Rocks America. This rehearsal has found the boys in good spirits, but it's common knowledge that Pete and Roger have a love-hate relationship that has been known to turn into a slugfest. The members of this band have never been known for their harmonious personalities.
The Who is not the kind of place where you get close to people. You know, it really is very much an artisan thing. You know, people get together and they do their job and they relate on a creative level, and they're ready to kill and fight for what they believe in creatively. But when it comes to turning around to somebody and talking about the weather, or saying how are the kids and how do you feel, and you know how's the extension on your home going, or whatever, nothing.
As the anticipation mounts outside the concert hall, the crowd compares distance traveled to determine the most loyal fans.
320 miles from Madison, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. That's about 350 miles.
People around here might think I'm a little crazy, you know, driving 1,200 miles away from East York, Brooklyn.
Well, Who fans have never been known for their sense of geography.
Who's better than the Beatles?
The crowd goes wild to the opening chords of Substitute, just like fans did in 1966. One can't help but wonder how the Who can keep it all so vital and fresh after all these years.
You can't keep an institution fresh. What an institution must do is to endure and continue and be like a rock.